1. Which principle of adult learning is most critical when teaching responsible firearm ownership? A. Rote memorization. B. Task repetition. C. Relevance to real-life scenarios. D. Passive lecture methods. 2. A key factor in mentoring a new firearm owner is A. Emphasizing test scores. B. Modeling appropriate behavior consistently. C. Providing only written materials. D. Avoiding feedback to build confidence. 3. What evaluation method is most appropriate to assess understanding of safe firearm handling? A. Multiple choice test only. B. Peer grading. C. Skills demonstration in a controlled environment. D. Self-assessment. 4. An effective firearm safety curriculum must include A. A single mode of instruction. B. Generic weapon facts. C. Scenario-based learning modules. D. Focus solely on federal laws. 5. Which of the following best supports regulatory compliance in a firearm safety course? A. Student self-certification. B. Randomized testing questions. C. Alignment with DOJ standards. D. Instructor discretion. 6. Communication with adult learners in a firearm course should prioritize A. Top-down instruction. B. Direct command language. C. Interactive dialogue. D. Legal jargon. 7. The use of formative assessment in firearm instruction helps A. Determine final certification. B. Motivate memorization. C. Guide instructional adjustments. D. Increase grading efficiency. 8. When mentoring adults in firearm use, it is crucial to A. Limit questions to save time. B. Maintain an authoritative tone. C. Use real-life examples. D. Avoid discussing personal experience. 9. Curriculum design for firearm responsibility should begin with A. National trends. B. Learner needs analysis. C. Budget considerations. D. Facility scheduling. 10. Which strategy most effectively teaches responsible storage of firearms? A. Diagram labeling. B. Group brainstorming. C. Demonstration and practice. D. Written lecture handouts. 11. Regulatory compliance is best ensured by A. Instructor experience. B. Student testimonials. C. Adhering to FSC guidelines. D. Third-party oversight. 12. The best way to integrate adult learning theory into firearm instruction is A. Provide lectures without application. B. Incorporate learners' past experiences. C. Standardize all content delivery. D. Rely on textbook-only material. 13. Mentoring in firearm responsibility is most successful when it includes A. Performance-based feedback. B. Uniform training scripts. C. Passive observation. D. Rigid disciplinary methods. 14. Which form of evaluation most accurately assesses decision-making in firearm safety? A. Oral quiz. B. Role-playing exercises. C. Crossword puzzles. D. Open book exam. 15. A curriculum that encourages critical thinking in firearm use should include A. Fact recall drills. B. Situational analysis tasks. C. Timed written exams. D. Uniform response sheets. 16. Communication barriers with adult firearm learners may be reduced by A. Using only technical language. B. Encouraging learner feedback. C. Increasing lecture length. D. Restricting peer discussion. 17. The most appropriate mentoring model for new firearm users includes A. Judgment-based feedback. B. Collaborative goal setting. C. Top-down instruction. D. Minimal supervision. 18. What is the most reliable method to assess firearm safety behavior? A. Written survey. B. Peer interviews. C. Observational checklist. D. Essay reflection. 19. A curriculum developer should base firearm safety content on A. Historical law enforcement trends. B. Regional politics. C. Needs assessment and learning objectives. D. Instructor preferences. 20. Which element is essential in promoting adult engagement in firearm courses? A. High-stakes testing. B. Monotone instruction. C. Problem-centered learning. D. Rigid seating arrangement. 21. To ensure adherence to firearm laws, instruction must A. Be entertainment-focused. B. Include up-to-date legal changes. C. Rely on anecdotal evidence. D. Be limited to state guidelines only. 22. A key benefit of mentoring in firearm education is A. Decreased accountability. B. Personalized guidance and growth. C. Reduced need for assessments. D. Avoiding regulation complexities. 23. What communication technique best promotes retention in adult firearm learners? A. Passive repetition. B. Information overload. C. Concept mapping discussions. D. Timed lectures. 24. Formative assessment in FSC-aligned classes allows instructors to A. Assign arbitrary grades. B. Adjust teaching pace and depth. C. Eliminate the final exam. D. Avoid active learning. 25. An instructor promotes responsible firearm use by A. Punishing errors harshly. B. Modeling compliance consistently. C. Using outdated materials. D. Discouraging peer feedback. 26. When designing FSC curriculum, instructors must A. Focus solely on federal law. B. Avoid practical applications. C. Incorporate cognitive learning theories. D. Rely on generic templates. 27. Adult learners best retain firearm handling techniques through A. Peer-reviewed journals. B. Trial and error practice. C. Memorization drills. D. Assigned reading. 28. mentorship programs in firearm safety should prioritize? A. Policy enforcement. B. Relational trust and goal orientation. C. Test-taking skills. D. Task repetition only. 29. Which evaluation approach ensures understanding of emergency protocols? A. Flashcards. B. Scenario response drills. C. True-false quizzes. D. Attendance checks. 30. Curriculum for responsible firearm use must account for A. Age demographics. B. Political opinions. C. Individual risk tolerance. D. Learner motivation and context. 31. Best mentoring practices involve A. Fixed agendas. B. Active listening and guided inquiry. C. One-way instruction. D. Authority-based commands. 32. A valid assessment of firearm safety should include A. Legal trivia. B. Performance in context. C. Historical essays. D. Group consensus. 33. When learners are motivated by personal relevance, they are more likely to A. Avoid discussion. B. Retain procedural steps. C. Ignore feedback. D. Resist instruction. 34. A properly aligned curriculum ensures that A. Instruction and evaluation are disjointed. B. Objectives match content and assessment. C. Tests are easier than practice. D. Every student passes automatically. 35. To improve adult learning outcomes in firearm use, instructors should A. Emphasize groupthink. B. Customize instruction to learner goals. C. Rely solely on written materials. D. Avoid learner reflection. 36. Communication of legal responsibilities should be A. Abstract and indirect. B. Immediate and clear. C. Based on assumptions. D. Limited to legal professionals. 37. Mentoring outcomes improve when A. Expectations are vague. B. Feedback is withheld. C. Clear goals and regular follow-up are in place. D. Experience is assumed. 38. The purpose of summative assessment in firearm training is to A. Diagnose skill gaps during instruction. B. Provide anecdotal feedback. C. Certify overall knowledge and application. D. Motivate early engagement. 39. A curriculum that teaches risk mitigation in firearm ownership should include A. Fear-based messaging. B. Legalese-heavy texts. C. Ethical scenario analysis. D. Memorization games. 40. Which technique fosters compliance among firearm learners? A. Overregulation. B. Case-based instruction. C. Humor and distraction. D. Self-directed study only. 41. When evaluating an adult learner's firearm handling competency, the most valid approach is A. Peer nominations. B. Timed quizzes. C. Real-time skill performance under supervision. D. Memorization of safety laws. 42. The mentoring role in a firearm safety program primarily involves A. Enforcing policies strictly. B. Delivering formal lectures. C. Facilitating guided self-improvement. D. Administering final exams. 43. To foster critical thinking in firearm use, an instructor should A. Present moral dilemmas involving firearms. B. Focus on technical specs. C. Avoid open-ended questions. D. Rely on rote drills. 44. Adult learners are best supported when firearm safety instruction A. Prioritizes learner autonomy. B. Follows a one-size-fits-all plan. C. Is based entirely on tests. D. Discourages reflection. 45. An effective formative assessment in FSC instruction might include A. Anonymous surveys. B. Ungraded practice scenarios. C. Pop quizzes. D. Instructor-led debates. 46. Which adult learning principle supports individualized learning pathways in firearm safety? A. Structured uniformity. B. Self-direction and experience integration. C. Memorization through repetition. D. Passive content delivery. 47. The most effective communication strategy for de-escalating a tense situation during training is A. Firm disciplinary tone. B. Sarcasm to diffuse tension. C. Calm, assertive clarification. D. Ignoring learner concerns. 48. What is the best way to ensure alignment between curriculum and assessment in FSC training? A. Design assessments first. B. Develop assessments from objectives. C. Focus on standardized answers. D. Ignore learner feedback. 49. A mentor supporting responsible firearm use should most importantly A. Provide personal anecdotes. B. Model compliance and safety. C. Promote speed and decision-making. D. Limit learner independence. 50. In adult firearm education, regulatory updates should be A. Included occasionally. B. Ignored if content is overwhelming. C. Integrated regularly into sessions. D. Only available as optional reading. 51. A best practice in curriculum development for firearm safety includes A. Designing content before objectives. B. Assessing learner needs first. C. Avoiding revision once written. D. Using unrelated training models. 52. How can a mentor best support retention in new firearm users? A. Provide only written instructions. B. Offer immediate, relevant feedback. C. Reduce practice time. D. Emphasize test performance. 53. What type of evaluation would best capture ethical decision-making in firearm use? A. Practical simulation with moral components. B. Multiple choice recall. C. Short answer questions. D. Attendance records. 54. Adult learning theory emphasizes that firearm training should be A. Instructive and impersonal. B. Theoretical and abstract. C. Relevant and experiential. D. Passive and instructor-led. 55. The best method to evaluate understanding of lawful transportation of firearms is A. Written essay. B. Practical demonstration and legal analysis. C. Crossword review. D. Lecture recap. 56. A key adult learner trait in firearm training is A. Dependence on instructor. B. Resistance to collaboration. C. Goal orientation and self-motivation. D. Uniform knowledge base. 57. Which instructional strategy supports mentoring success in FSC programs? A. Task delegation. B. Encouraging self-assessment and discussion. C. Emphasis on penalties. D. Standardized scripts. 58. What best describes effective communication in firearm instruction? A. Monologue by instructor. B. Learner-centered dialogue. C. Use of technical terms only. D. Presentation of dense legal text. 59. A firearm safety curriculum that fosters reflection should include A. Timed testing. B. Journaling or debrief sessions. C. Charts and graphs. D. Equipment maintenance logs. 60. Adult firearm learners are more likely to comply with legal norms when A. Instruction is based on real-life consequences. B. Lectures avoid complexity. C. Visual aids are minimized. D. Questions are discouraged. 61. What tool is best used for continuous assessment in firearm handling courses? A. Daily attendance logs. B. Reflective journals and performance checklists. C. Final multiple choice test. D. Peer popularity ratings. 62. Mentoring in firearm safety works best when A. The mentor has full control of content. B. Learning is driven by learners' goals and context. C. One model fits all learners. D. Legal content is ignored. 63. Which curriculum feature ensures adult learner engagement? A. Long lectures. B. Interactive problem solving. C. Frequent pop quizzes. D. Passive reading assignments. 64. Which communication method is most effective in explaining firearm storage laws? A. Anecdotal stories. B. Interactive discussion with examples. C. Technical reading only. D. Legal citations. 65. When providing feedback, a mentor should avoid A. Timely suggestions. B. Personalized input. C. Public correction that causes embarrassment. D. Encouragement for reflection. 66. Adult learners prefer instructors who A. Present abstract concepts. B. Discourage questioning. C. Respect their experience and input. D. Follow rigid scripts. 67. Firearm training that complies with FSC laws should include A. Blanket policy memorization. B. Scenarios involving real-life legal dilemmas. C. Entertainment-based videos. D. Competitive drills. 68. Which curriculum component supports long-term behavioral change? A. Practice under peer pressure. B. Theory-based modules only. C. Realistic simulations and ongoing feedback. D. Annual testing. 69. What is the primary role of a mentor in adult firearm safety programs? A. To lecture on legal theory. B. To enforce discipline. C. To provide support and model responsible use. D. To track attendance. 70. In evaluating firearm safety training, the most effective approach is A. Checklists and reflective interviews. B. Group popularity rating. C. Memorization exams. D. Open book final test. 71. An adult learner's prior experience with firearms should be A. Ignored. B. Used to tailored training. C. Considered irrelevant. D. Replaced with instructor experience. 72. Which of the following would most enhance curriculum alignment? A. Matching objectives with assessments and instruction. B. Reducing session lengths. C. Avoiding topic integration. D. Emphasizing instructor convenience. 73. A mentor can best improve legal compliance by A. Encouraging shortcuts. B. Modeling adherence to regulations. C. Emphasizing competition. D. Avoiding legal topics. 74. Which of the following is a valid measure of safe firearm handling? A. Instructor opinion. B. Multiple choice score. C. Objective skills assessment. D. Peer approval. 75. Adult learners resist training when A. Content connects with real needs. B. They are given autonomy. C. Instruction lacks relevance or respect. D. They receive guided reflection. 76. A performance-based evaluation in FSC training should include A. Group quiz. B. Law recitation. C. Live demonstration with safety protocol. D. Essay question on gun history. 77. Curriculum revision is required when A. Learners request it. B. Legal guidelines are updated. C. The instructor prefers change. D. Enrollment drops. 78. Mentoring firearm users is ineffective when A. Learners are involved. B. Dialogue is encouraged. C. The process is rigid and impersonal. D. Reflection is supported. 79. Effective firearm curriculum for adults must include A. Checklists only. B. Hands-on practice, legal theory, and situational decision-making. C. Political viewpoints. D. Social opinion polls. 80. The best way to assess understanding of safety protocols is through A. Written tests only. B. Interactive scenarios. C. Yes-no surveys. D. Oral presentations. 81. In FSC training, adult learning is best supported through A. Passive listening. B. Critical thinking exercises. C. Memorizing law codes. D. Role-playing disinterest. 82. Feedback that improves skill retention is A. Delayed and vague. B. Timely and specific. C. Impersonal. D. Irrelevant. 83. Communication in firearms safety should be A. Instructor-centered. B. Complex and indirect. C. Accessible and learner-centered. D. Minimal and formal. 84. To ensure fairness in evaluating firearm knowledge. A. Use identical tests for all regardless of context. B. Align assessments with taught objectives. C. Grade based on personality. D. Prioritize speed. 85. Effective curriculum encourages adults to A. Follow blindly. B. Reflect and apply knowledge. C. Avoid participation. D. Memorize lists only. 86. Mentors should tailor guidance by A. Grouping all learners. B. Using identical instruction. C. Assessing individual learner needs. D. Ignoring learner differences. 87. Firearm laws should be taught A. Through verbal summary only. B. In context with real scenarios. C. Using dated manuals. D. With minimal engagement. 88. What enhances retention of firearm legal standards? A. Case-based discussions. B. Visual flashcards only. C. Memorization charts. D. Time constraints. 89. Curriculum effectiveness is best judged by A. Number of hours taught. B. Learner achievement and behavior change. C. Instructor confidence. D. Facility location. 90. Effective mentorship avoids A. Rigid expectations. B. Adaptability and growth mindset. C. Feedback loops. D. Open communication. 91. Which principle is least aligned with adult learning in firearm training? A. Relevance. B. Autonomy. C. Immediate applicability. D. Rigid instruction with no flexibility. 92. What type of practice supports safe decision-making under pressure? A. Closed-book written quizzes. B. Realistic drills with feedback. C. Theoretical essays. D. One-time lectures. 93. In curriculum planning, feedback loops A. Are optional. B. Help improve future instruction. C. Cause disruption. D. Are unnecessary. 94. Which best describes responsible mentoring? A. Passive supervision. B. Collaborative coaching and feedback. C. Competitive authority. D. Rote correction. 95. To meet regulatory requirements, curriculum should A. Be lengthy and complex. B. Mirror current legal mandates. C. Include unrelated content. D. Use humor to engage. 96. A successful FSC program evaluates A. Learner entertainment levels. B. Retention and lawful application. C. Peer comparisons. D. Instructor satisfaction. 97. The best feedback to adult learners is A. Judgmental. B. Vague. C. Constructive and actionable. D. Sporadic. 98. A firearm curriculum that promotes safety must emphasize A. Cultural issues. B. Technical specs only. C. Ethical and legal responsibilities. D. Historical events. 99. When mentoring, the goal should be A. Superficial compliance. B. Deep behavioral and attitudinal change. C. Legal minimization. D. Efficiency only. 100. Communication training in FSC courses should A. Be lecture-based only. B. Use dialogue and reflection. C. Avoid conflict resolution. D. Focus on written handouts. 101. Which principle of adult learning most supports the effectiveness of scenario-based firearm safety instruction? A. Repetition and memorization. B. Learner control and real-world relevance. C. Standardized lecture delivery. D. Avoidance of reflective activities. 102. When mentoring a new firearm owner, the most effective feedback approach is A. Frequent public corrections. B. Written rules without discussion. C. Constructive, respectful, and timely input. D. Avoiding correction to build rapport. 103. In curriculum design for FSC training, which element should come first? A. Assessment tools. B. Delivery method. C. Learning objectives. D. Visual aids. 104. A firearm safety course that emphasizes legal accountability should include A. Anecdotes from past users. B. Practice drills only. C. Case studies involving actual legal outcomes. D. Detailed product specifications. 105. Effective evaluation of responsible firearm use includes A. Speed-based drills. B. Memory-based quizzes. C. Observation of decision-making in simulated environments. D. Open-book law exams. FSC Responsible Firearm Ownership and Use Test. The FSC Responsible Firearm Ownership and Use Test is a comprehensive assessment designed to evaluate an individual's understanding of firearm safety, responsible ownership, and lawful use in accordance with California's state laws. The test focuses on essential knowledge such as safe handling practices, secure storage, legal transportation, and the ethical responsibilities of gun owners. It also emphasizes principles of adult learning, effective communication, mentoring, and behavioral accountability to promote informed and lawful firearm use. Successfully passing the test is a key requirement for obtaining a Firearm Safety Certificate FSC, which is mandatory for most firearm purchasers and owners in California. Here are the top 5 beneficial uses of the sample exam. 1. Promotes safe gun handling. The FSC Responsible Firearm Ownership and Use Test ensures individuals understand and apply critical safety principles, including secure storage, proper handling, and accident prevention. 2. Ensures legal compliance. The test educates firearm owners on California's firearm laws, reducing legal violations related to ownership, use, transport, and storage. 3. Encourages ethical responsibility. By emphasizing adult learning, behavioral accountability, and mentoring principles, the test fosters a culture of ethical, informed decision-making among firearm users. 4. Supports public safety. Increased awareness and responsible practices help reduce incidents of unintentional injuries or misuse in communities. 5. Improves instructional effectiveness. The test framework helps instructors align curriculum with adult learning standards, enhancing training quality and learner retention.